So I started the day in Chiang Rai with a coffee for heading out for day 3 of the Chiang Rai to Chiang Mai leg. Heading out on the Mephalawang Road, it's only number 5 as it's called. Sort of headed out to the 44 road, which is sort of a link that goes along the river there and connects up. But yeah, got to get out there first, so cruising through some of the rural areas, past the ring road, some of these caves and interesting rock formations, before sort of hitting a lot of dirt today, which was quite the adventure, as you'll come to see. But yeah, you always got to watch out on these sort of loose rural roads. You never know how dirty they are, like that one, and you don't want to come flying into it and skid out. But I was doing all right, cruising along. Again, another cool morning, which was making it very pleasant. And as you get to see in Thailand every now and then, the elephants. Got some tourists here riding one of the elephant camps. But yeah, you watch this. As I came up on this pickup, just managed to move over just in time. Unflagged, big metal rods that almost could have skewered right into me, especially if they'd turned a little earlier and poking out. But anyway, made it through there. Got the river on the left now, and sort of cruising now along as I head out towards some of the more interesting terrain. I thought this would be a fairly flat ride up the valley because it follows the river mostly. So I wasn't expecting to sort of head into such big hills, but I thought, this will make for a more interesting ride than I was expecting. These again are the narrow concrete roads now as we head out, which is good for traction, but can be quite narrow, especially when they still have a little bit of traffic on them. Yeah, again, you can see the agriculture. You've got banana trees growing there. Again, you've got corn up on the hills. I think I spotted some cassava along here somewhere. But yeah, a lot of farming communities making their living off the land. And the very sort of fertile river valleys that you get in northern Thailand. And yeah, there's some corn. Quite short corn, maybe some genetically modified corn, but wasn't very tall as you normally see. Might have been a sweet corn rather than the typical sort of cattle feed maize that they grow. Yeah, you can see all the dried corn on the right. It's all maybe all the maize kind of variety. On the left, I'm pretty sure that's all cassava in there. Looks like from here. But yeah, another nice sunny day, mostly. A few clouds about, but mostly sort of see the blue skies. Finally hitting some dirt, which was it's good. It was nice, really hard packed, not very loose. Still slightly damp in a few spots, but good surface to sort of cruise along. That's some of the rice paddies on the left and right here, slightly terraced, but not too dramatic. And again, if you get a little steep section or you climb, they tend to put the concrete back in just for keeping access on wet seasons. But yeah, beautiful valleys to be able to sort of cruise through. Again, not a lot of traffic. You can see a lot of people. A couple of motorbikes here and there. That's pretty much about it. Again, just a couple of locals getting the job done. Yeah, take it a bit easy on some of those corners. To come around and not quite sure how tight it's going to be or how loose or where the surface was, but it was generally pretty good. more a lack of skill than a lack of good conditions. Farm pickup that went past with workers in the back. But yeah, going along here along the Cock River, it's K-O-K in the spelling, you can look up where it is. 404, up a 4, follows along most of the way. Yeah, in between the villages it often got a little bit rougher, a little looser, and but then again the scenery was usually better as you wound along through these rural roads. And this is where I had my first little stop and had a break just to sort of check out this valley, and where some of my troubles started for the day. Clouds had come over a bit, but that was alright, keeping it nice and cool for a break. But somewhere along this break, as I was setting the maps back up to follow along, I bumped a bit of a button. You can see it's a little wetter and slippery here. I bumped the button on the map that orientates you. So normally the path will be in front of you and you just follow that. But now it's starting to tell me to do a U-turn. I said I can't work out why, because I've headed off in the wrong direction. I bumped the button so that it was always orientating to the north. So every time I thought I would follow the path, that was only because the path would be going north. And then it would disappear and I'd think I had to turn around. And so I sort of get myself a bit disorientated here, sort of looking at that map. It's actually telling me to chuck a U-turn, so I do. Again, being a bit of a shorty. Not always easy to get the feet down at the right times, especially when you get some nuts, but so I head off again. Back the way I came. And again, it's telling me to U-turn. I'm like, what's going on here? So, have a little bit of a closer look. Still didn't work out the issue, but it just kept rotating around, spinning around. And it's like, it seemed to be going the right way, but the map's heading in the wrong direction. But anyway, oh yeah, there you go. It's been embarrassing. Stalled it, and probably didn't help then that I lost the connection, and the phone signal wasn't great, and so it wasn't updating as quick as I'd like. But anyway, I ended up going up and down, back and forward on about a 2 or 3 kilometre section, crossing over a river into a village, thinking maybe I'll get some signal on the other side and that's where I should be going. But all the locals look at me as I went up and down all the roads trying to get a good signal and get the direction going back the way they wanted to. But came across these 3 guys on motorbikes. Thought I'd have a chat to them and work out the way. And they did actually tell me the right way, but I was still trusting the map more than I should have. Well,
I came from Chiang Rai, but I think I should go that way.
Where you try to go?
I'm going to Chiang Rai. Sorry, I'm going to Chiang Mai. Come from Chiang Rai.
From Chiang Rai to Chiang Mai.
But go around to
the mountain.
Chiang Dao.
So this way actually you can go to Chiang Mai.
Okay.
You can keep all the way go. You know the. Do you know the Mephalong?
Anyway, yeah, so he was telling me the right way to go. I went up and down for a while and eventually thought, well, might as well turn around and trust some locals, and so I did, until I came to a little intersection where the map was still showing to go north, so I headed that direction, and I was suddenly on this track and it was telling me to U-turn again, and I was getting a bit frustrated. But this is a lot steeper than it looks, and there's not really a space where I can easily chuck a U-turn, so I sort of had to keep going down this steep rural road that sort of heads down into this farm to head, and that was all I went to in the end. End up going back over this on Google Maps, trying to work out where I went the wrong way and where I went the right way. But yeah, this one was a bit of a dead end. I'd started going down, not knowing it yet, and was not liking the look of that wet red clay, because that's going to be slippery. But there's no way I could get myself turned around there, so I stuck it in a low gear and just sort of feathered the brakes and rolled down. And I noticed a little bit of a flatter spot here, and I thought, okay, I can get myself turned around, so I did try that. But yeah, not very professionally. I think that some people here would just put the foot down and give it a big twist of the throttle and done a spin turn. But yeah, I was still trying to keep it upright, not that skilled. Okay, again looking at the map, trying to work out where is it telling me to go. Okay, go down there, should go up there, but again, see, I'm starting to follow the map up. And so I think that's the right way to go, but even from here I can tell the orientation is set on north, so I missed that, I'm not sure for so long, but took an hour out of my day exploring some places I wouldn't have otherwise gone to. I challenged myself up a few more technical tricky climbs. So I think I'm back on track now. I wasn't really confident of it. Went through a couple of villages that seemed to be on the right path. Feeling good about myself. Getting a few more kilometres under the belt. But again, seeing the sort of side roads and roads heading off and instructions to go left and right when it wasn't really making sense. The orientation of the map, I plodded along. So at this point I am on the right path. But yeah, as I said, I wasn't real confident, so kept going. Enjoyed just the scenery and these little villages, and mostly made of like bamboo and wood. Kept thinking to myself, should I go across there? Should I head straight ahead? And if you look on the map, haven't got a path in front of me anymore, because the connection wasn't great and wasn't updating. I thought this is the right direction to the highway, so eventually I've either got to hit a dead end or I'm going to make it to the highway, so just kept going. Again, the conditions were ideal. Most of the road surface was nice and smooth, and sort of that good tacky red clay. It's not sticking to your tyres, not wet and slippery. And yeah, here's where I'd taken a bit of a wrong turn. Thinking I had the right turn, and got a bit hot into that corner. Put a skid on, made it round. And so now I'm actually off the track. I don't know which road I'm on. I couldn't even work it out on Google Maps later. But I was still heading in the right direction, so I just sort of kept going. And now the little triangle on the Google Maps is just floating around in the middle of nowhere. There's no trails, there's nothing for it to connect to. But again, I was still heading in the right direction to the highway, so I thought, just keep going and I'll eventually make it. But it was getting steeper and more rutted and a little bit more technical, even though this is not hard enduro or anything. It's just good dual trail, dual track fire trails or bush trails, but yeah, certainly a lot more remote and less people around here in this spot. But yeah, still going the right way, so just kept going. And actually the highway was probably just over the top of those hills, and so as I came up some of these tricky hills, I was just recording and enjoying it, and could start to see some of the more primitive agricultural techniques as well. So you can see a lot of slash and burn up in these sort of hills where people burn off the fields at the end of the season to let the ash try and fertilise the fields for the next rotation. You see a bit of that up on the right at the moment. Yes, it's also a great spot. I think I'd like to come back here one day with a bit more of a planned trip and explore some of these areas. But I was recording this section, enjoying it, and thought, okay, I can actually see on my map now the highway, the path I should be on, and so I can see I'm connecting up. I'm only a couple of meters from, well, maybe at this stage still a kilometre or so, but not too far. And I thought, I'm in a minute or two I just turn off the camera because I've pretty much made it, only to come over the hill after I stopped recording and then find a 500 metre wet red clay descent that's all deeply rutted, and something I was not ready for, and I was going a bit too fast. I was probably in third gear still, thinking it sort of flattened out. As here I'm about to stop recording now and the surface looks good, and now I'd stopped just on the highway, try and recover because I had a good crash. I ended up almost high-siding it off down over the hill, the highway, over the top side of the bike, and having a big fall, but ended up managing just to lay it over and slide down on the side. But did manage to catch my foot in a bit of a rut and give my knee a good twist, and so at this point I'm not sure what sort of damage I've done, but I thought if I just keep myself moving and heading home, I'll make it all right. And so this is the sort of somewhere here changes from it's the 1089 road into the 107, and this then 107 heads all the way back into Chiang Mai, and as you head towards the bigger mountains of Chiang Dao, you start to see some really nice sort of rock formations, and I think it's probably limestone karst sort of formations that are growing. But again, amazingly windy roads. Again, places that I thought were probably just going to be pretty straight, plain highways back into town were still a lot of fun just to sort of cruise and enjoy the last maybe 100 kilometers or so back. But yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but I want to give it a quick rewind. Car on the wrong side of the road as I come around the corner, but I didn't even have that quick reflexes, but lucky to avoid it. One thing you do learn when you're riding motorbikes in Asia, and I've done that in quite a few countries now, that you expect the unexpected. Seems to be the main rule. But yeah, of course, after all that, I thought I'd stop at 7-Eleven and get some of their famous toasty cheese sandwiches. They fueled most of my ride. Had a lot of good mix of Thai food and a bit of 7-Eleven food, but yeah, gave me some energy to keep going. And I realised my knee wasn't real good at this stage, but I hobbled on through the last sort of sections. And just as I was sort of hoping to get some nice video footage of Chiang Dao, the battery went flat again on the action camera. Missed out on seeing that, but that's quite a spectacular spot. I might try and get back to in the not too distant future. Here we are, made it back to Chiang Mai after charging the camera on the go. And this is the intersection, Canal Road, the 121, and the road that heads up Doi Suthep, which is fun. Fellow adventure rider there on a KTM came cruising past me, and for a second here I thought, I wonder if I can catch up, but yeah, no chance, not against a big KTM adventure bike. So just sort of cruising back through town now, along the canal road, heading home, enjoying Chiang Mai's favourite thing, which is long stops at traffic lights. I'm just enjoying the sound there. It's a KTM. And that's it. Made it 3 days. Managed to get through some adventurous riding from Chiang Mai through to Nan and up to Chiang Rai, and had a great time. Thanks for watching, and maybe stay tuned for future adventures.